She's downloading the app.
Okay.
Bye.
Oh, no, that.
Four,
Right
now I get 3 seconds.
Blame Trish for not being
two,
Okay.
one.
That's how it's.
That's fine.
Just go and I'll figure
Our place where we can dream and share it. Our place, we'll find a friend to care.
We are that friend that cares. We are Our Place Out Loud. I am your lovely and captivating host, Louise Palanker, here with a panel of wise and wonderful teens. Too much headroom, Justin. Ian's going to yell at me. Ian's my boss. Just taking orders. Okay, we're here with a panel of wise and wonderful teens. We've got Jake, Nico, Montana, Sam, Nina, Nikki, Aaron, and it's just a full studio full of fun, wonderful people, and we're here to help you get through life because life is fun and exciting, and we're here to help you do it better. So, did you know Jenny from Ask Jenny? She's here live in the studio from England. She's British. She talks British. She does. She doesn't like talking on camera. She's good at typing, but she types with a British accent, so you should know that by now.
With the pinkies up, right?
Yes, she's very classy. She's a classy lady. So what I wanted to do is start out by talking about new changes that have been going on in the app. And so Dead the Undying wrote, how do we see hallmates? We have, and also accept pending hallmate requests. Since the look has changed, I can't find it. All right, so if you go to My Place, if you have the Our Place app, Aaron is crawling across the floor. He's serpentine in nature.
He's a ninja.
Yeah, he's a ninja. So if you have the app, the Our Place app, and you go to My Place, you'll notice that it's kind of changed. So now you have to click on chat. Does it say chat, Nico? It says chat. It says my chat room or something, or chat room. I think it says chat room. You tap there, then you can see all your hallmates, and you can see. Bless you, Montana.
I'm sorry.
Do it a little closer to the mic next time. We didn't quite hear you.
So you can see, if you click on chat room, you can see all of your hallmates, and you can see who's online at the moment. So the idea was to give you a place where you could see where your friends are chatting and go over to their chat rooms and then chat with them. But we're going to continue improving the app to make it more clear, and we would love to hear your thoughts. So try it out, check it out, and see if that works for you. The update came out over the weekend. Has anyone tried it? Hallmates are now called friends because we want to make the app more simple and easy to understand for new people coming in. Aaron?
I have totally tried it.
Yep.
There's more work to be done, and we totally want your feedback. That would help us immensely. Oh, we got a camera problem. The ceiling is more interesting. That's fine. I understand. So
I get that all the time, Aaron. Don't worry.
I wish you could see how Justin is mounting this camera with, like, twist ties.
Yeah, this is very
Like MacGyver would
yeah.
come in here and go, I'm out.
Yeah.
I got nothing.
And like we've talked about MacGyver before about this studio, this has never been more true. So yeah, essentially, please explore the app. Do update if you can. We need your feedback because if this is going to be a better app, it's going to be because of you guys. So
yeah.
please.
And what we're working for is we want everyone to treat their own chat room like their own TV studio or their own radio station. And you get to program the events that are going to happen in your chat room and invite your friends to join you there. So you could say, like, hey, at 6 o'clock we're going to be talking about macrame and, like...
except not that.
Yeah, except not that. And then at 7 o'clock we're going to be talking about Shawn Mendes, right, Nina? Yep.
Oh
Shawn
my
Mendes.
God, are we gonna keep doing this?
Yeah, why not?
Louise,
If I
you're
can-
haunting me.
If I can turn you various shades of... Is chartreuse a color? No
Isn't it?
shades of gray.
Who's Shawn Mendes?
Oh, he's hot. I don't know.
Why did you look at me when you said that?
Because you asked the question. Who asked you?
That was
Who?
Montana.
Montana. He's hot.
I said, oh.
Hey,
Is
can you
that
find a
his
picture of
only
Shawn
defining
Mendes? Jakey or
attribute?
Matt, can you find a picture of Shawn Mendes so we can show everybody? Get everybody on the Shawn Mendes
That's it.
train.
Shawn Mendes.
Because it's pulling out of the station and it's smoking. Stop.
Wow.
Do I need to stop?
This party's getting
Wheezy,
crazy.
Wheezy, just
settle down.
Wheezy, just plain no.
I'm back one day, and
getting
Wheezy's
serious
already off
over
the
here.
handle.
Did you guys know that Ricky is in the studio? He's taking your call. So if you want to call, you get to talk to Ricky. The number is 888-531-717. Introduce me, new man at Switchboard. Ricky is our cousin and our best friend. He's the world's best friend. So give him a call at 888-531-7171. He usually does not intentionally hurt your feelings. And he's going to continue with that motto. We have a question from
Jake,
Blake.
There you go. There's Shawn Mendes.
Oh, we found
there's
Shawn
Screen.
Mendes. All right, let's see him. Do we have him?
We'll get to your issues in a minute. Here's
Wow.
hot
Yeah,
guys.
that's a bad
He looks like
picture.
President Kennedy.
Well, it's not a bad picture,
Wow.
but it doesn't look like him.
Wheezy.
Oh, I see.
He looks different in real life.
That's weirdly true.
I can show you the picture of me. I can show you a picture of me and him.
Wow, if
Jake,
President
can you-
Kennedy could sing and
can you
dance,
pick
that would
another
be.
I can show you a picture of me and him because that doesn't look like him.
Oh, we have a picture of Nina and Sean Mendez. Now it's getting good.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh.
We may have
I have to find it.
we have to do that one next week where we can put it up on
I've
the
lost
big screen.
complete control of the show.
I know. But I think we have a question from
Alright.
Blake.
Am I not doing this?
Aaron,
Next
yeah, no,
week.
you can get it, but then after we answer someone's question, if you have it, you can send it to Jake, and then we'll get it so that we're not all talking at once, because that makes for fine programming. Aaron,
till next week.
read the question for Blake.
All right, so from Blake. So I recently got a new girlfriend that I really like, and I talk a lot, and so does she. Lol. But when we text, I don't know what to say, and when I'm around her, I have no clue what to say. Like, I don't know how to feel around her other than nervous, knowing I like her. Like, we have even slow danced on our second day dating because it was her birthday party. Keep in mind, we are both 13, but still, I don't know. I've never been like this around a girl, and I've had a lot of girlfriends. Like, I don't know if it's puberty or what, but I just don't know what to say around her. Any help?
Panel?
Well, I
Sam.
think that they've slow danced. I think they have to get married now.
Yeah, pretty
Just
much.
saying that's how middle school relationships are.
Yeah, if they're 13, oh yeah.
If you slow dance, it's really serious.
And you do
That's
get
what-
awkward because of puberty, but I don't think that's the situation right now.
You don't? I do. I mean,
You're
can
going
have,
through puberty, Weezy?
You just went through puberty and were beautiful the whole time.
I think you can have you can have a lot of girlfriends and call them girlfriends and whatever, but then all of a sudden it hits you that, oh my gosh, this is what love kind of feels like, and hormones, and it's just a potent brew. So I do think that's
I like
what
that
is making
phrase.
him unable to speak when he could speak at 11, because all of this stuff hadn't hit him yet, like what it really means, the weight of it all. Montana?
Yeah, I'm so glad that he said he was 13 because it's like, yep, that makes sense. It's
Yep.
like there's nothing you can do about being 13. You just wait to get older and things get better. But like just
Well, Nina just turned 14, so.
Oh, Neener. Neener.
I'm officially old.
yep, you're old.
Yeah, I told her she got to
so
start
old now.
using like the anti-aging, like wrinkle cream.
Oh, I know. Wow.
It's the happy anniversary.
One word, Nina. Botox.
It's coming up.
No, 2 words.
Wow.
Botox now.
Hey, did you notice that Bill Maher's forehead doesn't wrinkle at all?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Botox. All right,
I
so
don't
let's
know.
help Blake though,
Oh.
because
but-
Blake wants as many girlfriends as Bill Maher has, or at least this one that he really likes. So just because you're girlfriend and boyfriend, and just because you have slow dance, doesn't mean that you actually know how to be around each other when both of you are nervous. So I would say that I like to do the interview game where like you each prepare 5 questions, and they can't be yes or no questions, and then you sit and say, "Hey, I'm going to interview you," and then you just pretend like you're Oprah or like you're Jimmy Fallon, or your cup of tea, whatever it is.
You're
But
Ellen.
You're Ellen.
Wheezy.
You're Ellen, and you just say, "All right, so I understand that you like snowboarding. Do you put your right foot first? Just write a list of questions, and he has to give you at least one minute of answer. He doesn't get to say, like kind of. He doesn't get to do that, and you don't get to do that, or she doesn't get to do that. So, like you can time her. She has to talk for a minute, and it's a game. And then once you just start laughing at each other, and that you have to keep talking, then it becomes fun and funny, and eventually you just are more comfortable around the other person. It only comes with like talking. That's the only cure for this. It's like the old saying, the disease is the cure. Like you have to do what makes you nervous in order to get a callus up and build up your callus over your nerves to where you can talk to this girl that you like. Because I talk to a guy that I like every day, and he's called my husband. So you can do this. You can get comfortable enough to marry a person one day.
And it will only take
And-
until adulthood.
Yeah.
It only takes just that long. And the thing about marrying someone is they move in.
And you gotta talk to them.
Yes!
Oh my god, that's the worst.
And like, where are the towels? Stuff like that.
Yeah. No, but I think I like your idea, the interview game, but
Yeah.
that might be like a little like some people might see that as like forced sometimes. Do you know what I mean?
Like putting someone on the spot.
But like I think you do have to wade through a lot of awkward for it to get like good and funny, and you can totally just laugh at how awkward you are, the other person is, like not like vindictively of course, but like I think that's part of the whole, like that's how I got past being just super socially awkward.
Is it a compliment to say to someone, "You make me so nervous"?
I think so.
Because I think it breaks
sometimes-
the ice, tells the truth, and
Uh-huh.
also compliments them. Nico.
I feel like the question game, it's a little like, all right, 1 minute, go, do it. But I feel like the questions idea is a great one. Like when you're starting out a relationship, you always want to keep asking questions because you get to find out more about the person, see if there's any deal breakers. Like maybe they drink coffee, you don't like that. Maybe they collect Nazi horse memorabilia and they don't like that.
Yeah.
You're not down with
Nico,
that?
what's wrong with you? You wouldn't date someone if they like coffee?
I thought you were about to say Nazi horse memorabilia.
He mentions
mean-
Nazis, and you don't say anything.
I mean,
and I'm
Nazi
sitting
horse
right
memorabilia
next
is
to
not
you.
a hard deal breaker for me, but it's something to look out for, and questions help.
It's definitely a subcategory.
Exactly.
So, Sam, your ideas. Unnervous the boy. Pretty much unnervous the boy right now. You have 2 minutes. I'm looking at
I'm not ready for this. So actually, I'm directing a show at my school that is. It's a comedy called Check Please. It's basically a series of first dates that have gone absolutely wrong. It shows you how the nut cases there are. There's like a girl with multi-personality disorder, and then a mime, and then a phobic guy, and then it's like a guy who's like going on this date because he wants to learn how to be straight for a role. And so dating can be really hard and weird. But in the end, the girl and the guy that have been on this terrible dates, they like bump into each other and it's like a meet cute and whatever. Basically, you just gotta, like you said, the disease is a cure. Like, go out to ice cream. And like and then you pick out, like, go to 31 flavors and you pick your favorite, and then you like, why do you like ribbon whatever? Oh, I like it because I once did this with my dad. Or, like, you just learn, you just do stuff. Don't just stare at each other. Aaron?
I think that what you all are saying is probably pretty accurate. Just get in there, and that makes a lot of sense because if you think about it, if you're learning a language, they say the best way to do it is full immersion. Well, full immersion this, right? Get in there, really learn who this person is, talk a lot.
The same for swimming.
Same for swimming.
No, you do not throw a toddler into the deep end.
Oops, too late.
But that's just the deep end.
That
There's
is
so many
not a deal
other
breaker.
parts of the pool.
Somebody go pull some toddlers out of the pool
I think Blake got some good advice
quickly. Yeah, no, that's really good. That is good. It's just something that you have to acknowledge, like, that I just started and did not finish like 5 sentences in a row. You have to acknowledge that it happened. There's a record of it. It's called the internet. No, you have to acknowledge that some things are difficult, right? Montana, are you gonna sneeze again?
Oh God, it's coming. Oh, it hurts.
Wow.
Where's the black sensor bar?
Okay, you know what?
You know what?
She needs some like great Jewish grandmother
All right.
chicken
Don't
soup.
give me your allergies.
No, we
Montana.
have to keep the show going. All right, next question from Anonymous. Is this good to write to my mum? All right, I'm going to say right off the bat, if you're a boy, no. All right, Mom.
Jenny's question.
Mom. Jenny, anyone you know? Mom, if you have time today, can you please get me some deodorant? And because I play rugby, it's really uncomfortable and gross wearing a pad. So I was wondering if I could try out tampons. Should I send her a picture of what tampons to get? Because she'll probably get the first tampons she'll see, and they probably are going to be the bulk ones or ones without an applicator. All right. Sam.
I think that this is definitely a conversation you want to have, not write a letter. I mean, it can be like if you're nervous about it, like, what are you gonna do? Like, slip it under the door?
Wait,
I like the
but
idea of writing a letter, like actually writing out, like, dear mother,
I am quite sweaty.
my pads have been unsupportive lately.
And I feel with you on how things can be uncomfortable. So if you're, and this is religious reasons, which I have a bunch of friends whose parents won't let them wear tampons because of beliefs and beliefs, and because they think it takes away your virginity, which it totally doesn't.
I have a funny story.
Someone needs a diagram.
It's their own
Um,
beliefs.
what if this isn't? Sorry, but what if this isn't a letter? What if it's a text?
Yeah, it could be a text.
I think text that's fine to send your mom, right?
Screen cap of the tampons
I think
I
she's
want.
underestimating her mother
Yeah,
a
of
bit.
course. Of
Like,
course.
I think her mom probably knows a bit more than she thinks. she
Right,
does.
you're assuming your mother has never purchased tampons for herself, and she probably knows that the applicator makes it super easier. And it's the reason that you want to text it or write it is because you're really embarrassed. But your mom knows that you're going through this, and she wants to help you. So you could just look at your mom, cock your eyebrow, and say, "Tampons? Yes or no?" and start the convo. But if you need to write it out, this letter sounds great to me.
You should be in marketing because that would be an amazing commercial, or just like a billboard.
Tampons?
You could really apply that to anything. Like cigarettes.
Nazi
yes.
horse war memorabilia.
Oh, God.
Yes.
Nina.
Has anyone here seen the YouTube video First Moon Party?
Mm-mm.
Watch it. No. Watch it.
I love how that's the first thing
Is
you
it
go
apropos of
to.
tampons? Is it apropos of tampons?
Yes.
Okay.
It's so funny.
I'm just checking. All right. See, now, like in the future, because we have YouTube broadcasts, Jake could queue up that YouTube in advance and we could play it. So if you guys have YouTube ideas, once I send you out the questions and you guys want to, yes, Sam?
We're not going to be like one of those talk shows that had like you talk to the host beforehand. Okay, we want to talk about this, this, and this, and we'll have these photos ready. Like,
Oh, yeah, we are.
Oh, but you could if you only tried.
I just did that today.
You did?
I set up all my
It-
material before. This is all scripted.
You know when people send you interview questions and then you have to... I never knew that you actually had to write back the questions to them.
Oh, I've done all that.
I hate it.
Yeah. It's like I'm doing all your work for you, and you're going to act like you just interviewed me? Come on. All right, this question from Anonymous. My 2 friends and I are all guys. Well, I just found out that they are now dating. I really like one of them. I feel so sick to my stomach because I like him so much. I am happy because they are my friends and they are happy. I want him too, though. I also know he is so out of my league and it kills me. I keep throwing up and crying. So this is kind of a severe reaction to romantic heartbreak.
awful.
But I mean, a gay love triangle is no different than any other love triangle. It's just a love triangle, and people get to choose who they want to date, and other people get heartbroken, and it doesn't mean that you're not going to be loved the way you deserve to be loved. One day you will be. It's just not maybe with this guy right now. Aaron, thoughts?
Right. So, I'm wondering if this is true. Does he actually keep throwing up and crying? Like,
that
Like,
can happen because like
Yeah.
it just that's how it forms.
Crying makes you throw up, for
materializes
sure.
the stress and the
But
pain.
you, but you keep
Right.
throwing up. I feel like one cry and then get over it, or maybe one throw up and then
Okay,
get
you
over
don't
it.
have a heart, so this is a
It's like maybe
Oh.
one cry and then get over it. What are you talking about, Nico? My heart is broken. I'm just gonna cry once.
Well,
and it's
if
gonna
my heart's
just
broken, I'm not going to
magically piece
instantly
back
go
again.
to throwing up every once in a
Well,
while.
it's
What
they
is
can't
one
help
unit
it.
of cry?
Nico, can we just accept that this is what's happening to him,
Yes,
and
yeah.
then
Right.
therefore give him
right.
advice?
So, all right. So at this point, this emotional thing has almost become a medical emergency. And this is something that you need to talk about to these people, I think, at this point. If it's this bad, you need to tell someone. And maybe you don't need to tell both of them, but maybe pull one aside
but
and
that
talk
could make
about
it
this.
worse
That
because
could
they
totally
lose,
make
they
it worse.
lose a friend.
That could totally make it
Yeah,
worse,
that's
but
what
it
they
sounds
need
like
right
it
now.
sounds like the friendship's been broken anyway,
He
because
need-
this wouldn't be
he
happening if
needs
everybody
to-
was happy friends.
to spend time apart.
He definitely needs to
That's
spend
what
Right,
it's
but
space.
right, but that also is going to mess with the friendship. So like either way.
But what if you found like, the group of kids at school who are gay and you want to hang out with those kids and now they're dating each other? It is really difficult. Montana?
Yeah, I would say normally like just go do what Sam says is like go have space, but because it's like so intense, like you need to tell somebody. You need to tell maybe the guy that you like, not the guy that
Right.
who's dating the guy that you like, because that just gets weird.
Right.
But the guy that you like, pull him aside, tell him that you have feelings for him, but because you're respecting that he's dating somebody else, that you're gonna like take time for yourself and have space
That's
and
good
try to
advice.
heal from
Just
this
don't
and
Yeah.
stop throwing
That's
up.
good
That's
or
great.
vomit
Please-
while you're saying
Please
that.
don't like make yourself sick over this because it's so not worth
And
making
it's-
yourself sick over. I've done it like before, like not specifically this, but like stupid things that I think are like that I used to think were really important, and then I end up like making myself sick over it, and then I look back later and it's like, oh, that wasn't worth it. Like nothing is worth making yourself sick over.
Okay, and one of the things I
Especially
feel
guys.
like that is running around his mind and making him even more agitated is the concept that he is so out of your league. Nobody is really out of your league. There's no explaining love. It kind of just happens. I mean, it may be true that if he is, into a certain type of person and you're not that type of person, then you're not in the same league that way, according to his tastes. But I just feel like you're getting too down on yourself and thinking, why would he even love me? Oh my God, he doesn't love me. Okay, Aaron.
Right. Like, first off, leagues not a thing, just like friend zone not a thing. But no, it's not. It's not. So it's just people that you don't want to date. And so yeah, what Wheezy said, I think about like the whole leagues thing. It's not that you're out of his league. I think that he's friends with you, and that's proof that you're not out of his league, right? Or quote unquote out of his league.
I
He-
agree with
yeah.
that 100%.
Well, that could be in a romantic sense, though.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I don't even think that we're friends with somebody that we find hideous.
Or detestable.
yeah, so
I was friends with some really ugly people in middle school.
But were they detestable?
Okay, I'm glad you said
Yes.
in middle school because I got really scared, Montana.
Okay, well,
everyone
wait, wait.
in middle school is ugly.
And detestable.
No, I'm just kidding.
And detestable.
I'm
and
just
detestable.
kidding.
I see how it is.
I mean, look at Nina. She's in middle school and she's gorgeous. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But it is an awkward age, and everyone feels
Yeah.
ugly. Everyone
Yeah.
feels ugly.
Yeah.
So go ahead, Aaron. Finish your point.
Well, I think my point was mostly made, which is that obviously this guy cares about you. You're friends, right? Like, and you definitely care about him. Like, that's not random. You guys are probably running in the same emotional circles generally. He's
Right.
just not wanting to date you, or you didn't act first, right?
Yeah, it could be.
Or
just
he
something
just doesn't want to date you right now.
Right
That is
now, or
also
he maybe
totally a
doesn't
thing.
know that you're into him or whatever. But have a conversation with him, and please call Dr. Rick. He's sitting by the phone, 888-531-7171. I promise you that he is a good person to speak to. I don't know if we can put a camera on here, but he's wearing a Wisconsin sweatshirt. If you're in Wisconsin,
Go
please
Badgers.
call Dr.
Packers.
Rick right now.
Does he
he's-
have a good phone
He's
voice?
standing by
does.
Did
in
we
a
test that
seated
He does have a
position.
good phone
He
voice,
really
yeah.
has a great. Oh yeah, all right, Ricky. So here's Ricky, cousin Dr. Rick, and are you on camera?
No, just
Well, that's Rick's waist, and that's the rest of Rick. Yeah. So you see, if you're from Wisconsin, you really do need. It's kind of the law that if you're in Wisconsin and listening to this show, that you are mandated to call him right now. 888-531-7171. Do you have any thoughts on what we've been talking about so far, Rick? For the kids.
Oh, yeah.
Because usually when Rick is here, he just tells the kids to read a book and to get over it. And that's usually his advice.
If I knew he was coming, I would have brought my cheese hat.
Anonymous writes, okay, next week. Anonymous writes, I am kind of depressed and sad. My mom died when I. Do you know her? Jenny?
God.
My mom died. No, this isn't one
no,
to
this
joke
is
about. I'm sorry.
serious.
We just joke that if someone says mom, that they're from Australia or Great Britain. And that.
Eureka.
Because they usually are. I am kind of depressed and sad. My mom died when I was 8, and I miss her so much. I just need someone to talk to. At school, I get bullied every day, and I just want someone that will understand me. I would like to go to the school counselor, but I don't know what to say. Please help me. Thanks. Let's go to Sam.
I think that you do. I mean, I'm so sorry for what's happened to you. And yes, I think that the school counselor or even I mean, I know they're getting bullied, but if you could find a friend or the school counselor is really great. And you just told us what you want to say. So I think that's what you should start with.
You could even walk in with this letter
Yeah,
that you just wrote to
exactly.
me and then say, here's my situation. Montana?
I think the school counselor is a great option, but also, like, you wrote into our place. Why not talk to us about it? Like, I know that you, like, told us this, and again, I'm also sorry for your, that your mom died and everything that's, like, you're going through. But you could, like, he could talk to us in specific about it, like, because we have a lot of people who talk specifically about, like, their daily problems, like,
Right.
with being bullied and stuff, and how we can, like, help these situations as opposed to, like, something broad like this. Because something broad like this, it's I'm being bullied at school. I don't really know how to help that if it's that vague.
Well,
But
if you
go
go
to
in-
the school counselor, definitely.
If you go into Ask Wheezy, you can see the whole thread, and a lot of kids have been really supportive. And one of the things that she said that was happening was like that she was sitting in this one place, and this other kid like shoved her out and said, "I'm sitting here," and like totally flashed back to my own childhood. Like I can remember that happening to me
Middle
vividly, and
school.
like it's such a cool thing. But Aaron,
Right. So yeah, definitely. Please keep talking to us. We're here for you. But in specific regards to what you said, yes, go to the counselor, and you don't need to know what to say. Just go and see what happens. Hi, how are you? How's your day? Start there. Go from there.
because I
They're
told
there
her,
to help you through this, right?
and they have gone to school for many years to help exactly you.
Right.
And this is what the counselor wants to have happen. She wants to see you walk in her door. That will make her happy to be able to help you, Sam.
Yeah, the important thing is just to start talking, because depression can really affect your communication skills and just your ability to connect with people in general. So the important thing is to talk.
And Nikki, if you have your hand up, I don't know if I can see it. So make sure you put it up over Aaron's head. Because Aaron's in the way of so many things in life.
With my massive head.
His ginormous head. All right, very good. So give us a call at 888-531-7171. We are Our Place Out Loud, and we are here to help you. Anonymous writes, "Hi, Wheezy. I'm hoping you can help me with this. Next week, my mom and I are going into the doctor because I have an appointment to get birth control pill, mainly because it will help me with my period, acne, etc. But also, I've been with this boy nearly 2 years. We are both 16 now and have had sex once. I am educated on how everything works, so that's not the advice that I'm looking for. I'm just wondering if when I go into the doctor, I have to tell them that I'm not a virgin, or can I just say it's only for my period? Will it change anything? I also want it just in case we happen to do it again, and then can do it safely. Please, I'm not looking for a lecture on sex. As I said before, I know all about it. Thank you." Hands are up. Samantha?
You called me Samantha.
Yeah.
That freaked me out a little bit.
Sorry. This is a serious subject.
Sex.
Yeah,
It's when a man and a woman. No,
birth control and
Or men and men, or women and women.
That's very
Right.
true.
Or
You-
Starkins.
But in this
Please be
situation,
more.
it's a man and a woman. Your question is, do you have to tell them you're not a virgin? They will ask you if you're sexually active, and if it's a doctor, I'm advising you not to lie.
You want to give them an accurate
Yeah,
answer on
I
that
mean,
one.
if you're 16, I've had my mother in the room while I closed off in the doctor's office, but it's how you feel comfortable. I mean, if your mother doesn't know and you don't want her to know, you have the right to not have a parent in the room. So, but I'm advising you don't lie to your doctor.
the doctor can tell by looking, and also
That's true. That's
also a 16-year-old who's had sex, not a shocker to a gynecologist. Aaron.
Tell by looking how? I mean, like,
It's
there's
the
so many.
tool.
There's so many. No,
The
wait. There's so
stuff
many
is
reasons
all-
why that's like not necessarily.
Maybe not necessarily true, but they would have if your hymen is broken, they would
Yes.
assume that it's not a horseback riding accident.
Yeah, if there's
Well,
a
maybe-
if there's a vaginal exam, they can tell. It's true.
We need a gynecologist on the panel. We need a 15-year-old gynecologist on this panel. So casting alert. No, but it's best if they say, "Are you sexually active?" and you say, "Well, I've had sex once," because that's the answer to your question, and that's kind of typical for a 16-year-old. And your mom is taking you to the gynecologist because she and you want to err on the side of safety. Sex may happen again. You're in a relationship. You're 16, so even if they say it's for acne and to control your periods, it's really because your mom wants to keep her 16-year-old daughter not pregnant. So let's just cut to the chase. That's what this is all about, and there's nothing wrong with it. There's no shame. You're just a kid growing up. It's fine. Nikki.
Yeah, and you're open enough to have gone to this length already to go to the doctor in the first place. So
Yeah.
why not? I mean, take the next natural progression. It seems.
Yeah. Nobody's going to be judging you. I promise. Montana.
Yeah. Again, I would preferably tell the doctor because they're gonna know, and then they're gonna like. And also, I've also had doctors like, because sometimes I totally didn't know that your parents couldn't be in the room, so that wasn't a thing. And sometimes like doctors wouldn't take you aside, but sometimes like the nurse will take you aside and be like, "Hey, but like actually, have you had sex?" And you can
All right, so we understand
For
what you
reals.
filled out on the form, but now, like,
We don't quite believe
We
it.
Girl,
have
girl.
seen you. I mean, come on.
girl talk.
Okay.
No, but you can definitely pull aside a nurse or like call or email your doctor afterwards. But
They
I
know
would,
this is embarrassing.
yeah,
They know.
yeah. But I wouldn't be too like definitely don't be ashamed. There's no shame in saying it. But if you're kind of nervous about your mom like finding out or whatever, she's getting you the pill. She probably like if your periods aren't just like ridiculous, she probably knows
Mothers
you're not.
know. Mothers
like-
know.
Yeah.
Just your mom knows. Let's just be honest. And I'm really glad that you're going and like getting protected because that's good.
It's really fantastic.
It's awesome. Like you should definitely do that. And why don't they have a male birth control pill?
They're working
Can we
on it,
just-
but it's not a pill.
They have a shot,
It's
and
a
I know it's
cream.
incredibly painful.
No, they have a shot that's not painful at all. It's in development.
Where does it go?
where you think it goes.
Ouch.
Doesn't
I'm
come out
so
soon.
glad
I'm getting a
I'm not
No,
there.
vasectomy.
no, but it's interesting. No, they use it's like a magnetic gel that like rips everything apart.
Okay, just yeah.
No, no,
That's
no,
for
no,
our
no,
place
no,
but
after that.
painlessly.
Guys,
But
listen to this
painlessly.
We don't
It's
have
good.
to talk about this until the next question, which I'm completely weirded out by. Okay.
Excuse me. So there's been a lot of female problems I
Wait.
can't comment on. I feel like, as a man, I should be able to respond to this serious
Nico,
question and
would you
say
please
the
read
question.
the question?
Wait,
Of course.
before he reads it, I'd like to say Nico said this in the room, and I didn't think this was actually a question. I thought it was a joke.
No, guys.
hold
guys.
on. Wait 1 second. Matt's pointing at things.
Are you ready for Skype?
Oh, that's right. It's our Skype time. Hold that
Skype?
thought, Nico, and we're going to come to you
All right.
about
As a man, you're the
the
only one with
man,
highlights
the man
here.
question. We're ready. This is a historic moment on Our Place Out Loud, and
Drum
you're all
roll?
here to
Should we do
witness it.
drum roll?
Drum roll, please. And it's our first Skype call. Hello. How do we see her
Talk,
up there?
Jordan.
How do we see her up there?
Yeah, we haven't worked that out.
Oh, we haven't.
Or-
Oh,
yeah.
oh, great.
Sorry.
So Matt's the only person that gets to see Jordan.
Jordan,
No, hold
nice
on, hold
faces.
on.
Wait. Captain Jake is working on it.
Hang on.
Captain
Yeah, I
Jake.
am.
Some
Talk
male
amongst
birth control.
yourselves.
There you go.
Oh, finally.
Screen.
Hey, Jordan! Hi.
Hello.
Are you wearing your school uni? Yes.
Yo, we're matching.
All right, so
Except
don't
I'm
say
blue.
where you
Can
go.
we hear you, Jordan?
Keep your identity very, very secret.
What's
she's,
written on the bottom of your
she's from
shelf?
space.
My what?
The shelf, the bookshelf.
Oh, you have words.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah. Show us around your room.
Oh, well, I don't think you want to see that.
All right.
No, we really do.
Maybe not. Hey, don't cut to me.
We have
Everyone
to see
has
Rosie.
seen me. Stay on
You
her.
want to see the hedgehog?
You brought your hedgehog? Oh my God! You brought. It's show and tell.
Jordan, I used to have a hedgehog too.
Wow!
Oh.
What's his
That's
name?
too cute.
Jordan,
Make
Jordan,
it stop.
Yes.
don't drop it because that's how mine died.
Oh no.
Okay, my friend
Nina,
dropped.
you're scaring her.
Thanks,
don't drop-
Nina.
She's
my
not going to
friend-
drop her hedgehog.
My friend dropped it on its back. Okay, don't listen, hedgehog. But my friend, my friend dropped my hedgehog on its back, and its spikes went boop, and then it died.
spiked it
So-
up and died, Ricky. It up and died.
It was so sad.
Wait, Jordan, what's
I
his name?
cried for 3 days. It was
Her name is Rosie.
Her name is Rosie.
Mine was Valentino.
Was.
Wow.
That's a
Wow.
great name.
Lesson
That's a
learned.
great name for a hedgehog.
All right. Well, thank you so much for Skyping in, Mrs. Jordan Chris Colfer. We love seeing your ceiling and your hedgehog and
Thanks,
you
Rosie.
and your school uniform. And we will see you next week. Yay to our first Skype caller. Goodbye, everybody.
And it didn't even get stuck.
She's so cute.
Those teeth.
All right,
on the
Nico, you're going to have to
hedgehog.
follow
Oh,
that
on the
with a
hedgehog,
masturbation question.
Oh, I
As
wanted
always.
to.
Okay. From Anonymous.
No. Pre-pubescent voice.
I don't know. I feel like I should be serious because this is a pretty serious question. I went through this a lot when I was small. Well, yeah, every young man goes through this.
That's what little dudes do. If I can quote from Parenthood the movie. Go ahead.
Hi. I have a problem. When I jerk off, I ejaculate too quickly, and my balls hurt. I don't know what to do. I told my dad, and he just laughed and said, "You're growing up. I'm 12 and scared. My dick isn't gonna fall off, is it?" From Anonymous.
All right. I'm really proud of us. We are the only podcast in history to ever say those words in a row. That we're it.
Good for us.
We're the show. If you have that question.
Nobody fell off a chair. I'm happy.
No. Hedgehogs were dropped. It was just a thing that happens, and I
That's too soon.
am
to
not
joke
able to
about.
answer the question. I'm not a boy, and I don't know the answer to the question. So I throw to you, Dr. Nico. Is his dick going to fall off?
Okay, you better make sure you're probably jerking off the wrong way.
What?
If you're feeling like your balls are
Is
going to
there
come
a
off.
wrong way?
See, occasionally when you were younger.
Do we need diagrams? We need diagrams.
Wow.
All right.
Whoa
So
now.
We've gone to a very dark place.
when you're younger, I'm 18, guys. It's fine now. So yeah.
That makes it even.
I thought you were 16.
No, I'm 18.
You're 18. You can't be
And you-
talking about this with little boys.
Oh right.
He's talking to me.
Oh.
Okay,
and I'm
so
telling the kid.
so really, your dick can't fall off. Your balls
No.
can though. So make sure you don't jack off the
No,
wrong way.
no. Nico.
Oh my god.
All right, fine. All right, your dick can't fall off unless you're like going at it like a
No,
like
it
can't
can't.
fall
It
off.
can't fall off.
It
Okay,
cannot
thank
get
you.
cut
It is
off.
permanently
won't. Stop
affixed.
it!
It is permanently affixed
All right,
to
it is
you.
permanently affixed to you. You really don't have to worry. You're just starting out. things are going to be slightly painful, maybe at first. Not exactly a
So
fun
this is
experience.
normal?
Yes, this is completely normal.
Okay.
Like especially
And that's
when
why
you're
your
starting out.
dad laughed, because
Would-
it's really normal.
Would you like to come up here? Why are you looking at me? Yeah, you seem like you know a lot about this subject.
Oh.
Here, come up.
Ricky,
Wait,
you
wait.
need come over
Come
to the
on,
microphone.
come on.
All right, Dr. Rick is in the house.
This is my first show, so I'm allowed to heckle the guests if I don't like the question, right?
Yes, you
No.
can.
Okay.
We've never, but Rick, in 208, how many episodes are we? We've never addressed little boys getting to this point in life, and we talk about girls and their breasts and their periods. It's only fair because
You
boys
flown
have
me in from Wisconsin to answer
to
this
talk
question.
about this
Well,
because
I can tell you
boys
the
have
Wisconsin
questions.
way. I don't know how they do it in California,
What?
so I'd find out where he's from.
It's a state by state.
It's very different here.
Right. It's a West Coast, East Coast.
It's a West Coast.
3 times.
It
And,
has to do with the gravitational pull. and
Yes, exactly. So
whether you're
it-
above
to-
or below the
To be
equator.
completely serious, it's going. It might feel weird occasionally, but it's like a natural part of progression. You really want to expel some of that, and I don't know how to say it without people laughing. Thank you.
We
Can
won't
you
know
say
we're
like
not
he'll
laughing.
work up like a stamina to it or something?
It's something like that. You're gonna get to a point where you don't go so hard that your balls hurt, but yeah, you just gotta keep at it.
Right. Well, here's the thing.
Go on, Slugger.
Wait.
We're
wait,
rooting for
wait,
you, buddy.
wait. Here's I think more
Oh, Lord.
more calmly, we can say it is important for you to be comfortable with your own body. So take your time,
Have fun.
right? And there's like you're young, you'll figure it out.
Light some candles.
Use lotion.
Montana, I'm interested to know what you know about male masturbation.
Montana
Go,
knows
Quite a lot.
tons. I mean, look at her.
Montana.
Obviously, tons.
Yeah. Because I was like, I don't know. That's how I answered the question. But I'm sure it won't fall off. I do know that. Go
Okay.
ahead, Montana.
Won't fall off. You can't even do that. Don't try.
They don't know.
Don't. Yeah.
But you can't. Don't pull too hard. You could hurt yourself, but it's not gonna fall off.
Can you
Like,
break a
Is that-
penis?
Yes,
it's
you
like,
can.
It's like your
You can?
arm, but,
Oh,
like,
you can.
different.
You actually can.
It's like a sprain,
fir-
not like a bone
First off,
fracture.
if it's hard, do not like bend it in any which way because it can fracture and that will hurt.
No, it can't.
I'm
It actually
It
traumatized.
can.
actually
I'm
can.
a bit traumatized. I feel like I should leave.
And also, you don't want to like go too hard. Do not go too hard and too many times because you will like rip skin and that will be painful.
Is this show appropriate for a 14-year-old? Because Nina's here.
I can
He's
handle.
12.
That was a joke.
All right.
I'm
Because,
a little bit-
I
I'm mature.
did choose the question, and I feel like maybe Rick isn't old enough to hear this.
Yeah.
He can't handle it.
I think that's a Wisconsin thing. Yes.
Montana, yes.
Okay, like Nico was saying, like you can't. Let's baseline. Nothing is gonna fall off. It's all affixed to you unless you have leprosy, in which case you
Oh
have
my
bigger
goodness.
problems.
You don't have leprosy.
Right.
have
You do
leprosy.
not
Do not
have
have
that.
leprosy.
No
My
one
brother
really has
told
that
me I had
nowadays.
leprosy
You
because
do
I
not.
held a dead
Nobody ha-
armadillo.
Okay. All right.
No.
Everyone
But
is
you-
going to be fine.
But
Go ahead.
again, like Nico was saying, don't go too hard too fast because I had this friend. He like was in competition with himself. Anyway,
Wow.
11 times
You just
one
have
day.
lubrication. That's what we're saying.
How do you know this?
He told me I have weird friends.
We're a generation of oversharers.
11
true.
times one day started bleeding. Just
Oh,
bad
no,
situation.
No,
Wait.
no.
Anyway,
Was that because of like pulled skin or?
I don't know.
Okay.
Were they circumcised?
Like, and the inside it started bleeding.
ah.
All right. No horror stories.
Anyway,
you
And
know,
I'm
he's
comfortable with this stuff, but like
he's fine, and this
You're gonna be fine.
this
It's all
happens.
gonna be good. It's
And-
it's. Oh, sorry.
just the idea that when you told your dad he laughed, I want to get right back to that because he laughed because obviously he flashed back to being 12. All right, but you could go to him and say, you know what, Dad, it's not funny to me yet. When I'm 40, it will be funny, like it is to you. But it's not funny to me, and I do want to know that I can come to you with questions about being a guy because you're the guy here in the household that knows this stuff. So please don't laugh at me. I think you should say that to your dad because it's cool that you could go to him with this question, but it's kind of not cool that he just laughed.
Yeah.
yeah, that's
I don't think he gets that you don't know that it's not funny yet.
That's why you're asking.
But
You're
like,
12.
okay, you'll in like a year you'll get it, and you'll just laugh at this. Just save this question in the app. Just
Yeah.
wait for him to come back.
Take a
but
screenshot.
take a screenshot. But I did ask Andre, who was on the panel last week. I asked him this question over text. He laughed first, but then he said, "Kegels is your answer. Do Kegels."
But
How
he-
do
but
you do them? You can't
There's
do
Kegels if you're a
you
man.
exercise
Yes, you
your
can.
like.
It's
You can.
Kegels
You're-
is
Yeah.
pelvic floor muscles, and
Well, I
that's
know what Kegels are for women. But
yeah, no,
Yeah.
no, but that's all your pelvic floor. Both men and women have pelvic floor, so it's like
yeah, no wonder I have such
So
a bad
you,
grade in physio.
there's a
If
muscle
you
that you
didn't-
can like clench and then unclench.
yeah. Look it up online. It'll
Let's all do them.
it'll
Ready?
Okay.
Oh, wait.
Seriously,
Got
seriously.
it.
You're gonna thank me when you're older. Start Kegel exercises young. Start them.
All right, let's do it all together.
This is the weirdest show on the internet. On the internet. The rest of the internet has shut down to watch this show.
If only.
Hopefully.
All right, this question comes from Chops. Why does everyone hate me when I rarely talk to anyone? So I had an interesting answer to this. I said, people fear what they don't know. They don't hate you, they don't know you, so they think you're weird. And nobody hates you. It's just the unknown. So try to become known. Start slowly, because if you don't talk, it's because you're shy. Aaron.
Yeah, I mean, I think you kind of hit on what I was going to say, which was that basically, if you rarely talk to anyone, then how do you even know if they hate you if you're not talking
They give
to
that
them?
look. They give that look. I know.
But also, like, if you're not talking to anyone, how can they know to not hate you, right? Like, how can they know you? How can they know how unhateable you actually are, right? Unless you are talking to them. So what Weezy was saying was right. Get to know them. Put yourself out there, even though that's kind of a dangerous place to be, especially if you think that they hate you. But you'll quickly find most of them, probably even all of them, don't hate you.
A lot of getting to know people has nothing to do with really letting them know who you are. It's letting them know that you care about who they are. And that can get you through like a year of life. If you're just saying, hey, how's it going? Or, how did that game go? Or did you guys finish your homework? If you just say stuff like that shows concern for other people, then you're suddenly less strange and you're a person that cares about people. And you don't have to tell them anything about yourself. Just ask questions that let them know that you care about them. Sam.
Some people take shyness or as like you being standoffish or rude, so that could be. I mean that could be a reason why you think people hate you. But just like you said, Wheezy, get to talking. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
I
agree.
got into college.
I'm gonna agree with Sam's point here. Yeah. I remember when I was like beginning junior year, I feel like I only talked to my friend group. So whenever other people would talk to me, I came off as standoffish. Yeah. Something like that. So whenever I got into one of my favorite classes in English, where the teacher really liked me and let me do whatever I want, I just I started talking to everyone. Like I started talking to the teacher, like during the lessons, making jokes. Like you don't even have to make jokes. Just be like to the people in your general area. Yo guys, how about that test? Am I right? Like stuff like not exactly like that.
Don't do that. People will.
Yeah,
hate
they
you.
won't like you. No one likes me still.
Yeah,
but
Nina's
this is
14
good
now.
advice
She
in general.
knows. Yeah.
But really, you just gotta. You don't even need to say like anything really personal. Just say some stupid whatever's on your mind, like to your group and the group around you. And honestly, people are gonna laugh. I mean, they're in class. They don't got a lot else to laugh at.
Nikki.
Just make people know you're there in general, however that is
Yep.
for you. If you speak up more in class or asking people how their day went or anything like that. Just make people know you're there and they're going to start acknowledging you.
Or just join one club.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, he's the kid who's in, whatever.
Yeah. Get yourself out there. However
Get
that.
yourself out there.
However you do
it's
that.
painful, but, just keep telling yourself they don't hate me, they just don't know me. Because there's a huge difference. Go ahead, Montana.
And sometimes, what I found to be true about like a lot of people who don't talk, sometimes like other people will think that they're like mysterious and stuff, and they're like scared to talk to them because some people will perceive you as like, oh, they're really cool and they have their whole thing going on. They don't need to talk to us. But like, so that might be why you think they hate you. But like, nobody's gonna take the time to hate somebody they're never talked to. And if they do, then they have problems and don't even bother.
Right. Nina.
Also, there can be an opposite to what Montana said.
Mm-hmm.
Some people might think that you're unapproachable or well, not. I don't want to say conceited, but that's how some people think. I'm not saying you are. You're probably
it goes both
not.
ways.
But yeah, some people may think that because you're not talking to them, so they might think you think you're cool.
Right.
But I'm not saying that you do. Just that's might
Or
they don't hate you.
Yeah, or
That's what I'm
like
trying to say.
what Nina's saying, they might think that you don't like them. So their defensive posture is to not like you because they're thinking, oh, that person doesn't talk to me. He probably hates me. And so they're going to hate you before you can hate them or whatever. But it's all this big unknown and misunderstanding because nobody's speaking to each other. And only you can fix that because you can be the one that says, or even just start with like a head nod or so a little bit of eye contact and a head nod and like, just I know it's really scary if you're so used to not talking. It's really hard. The concept of like saying, "Oh, I'm going to go to school tomorrow and I'm going to say something," like that's probably really overwhelming to you. But that will bridge the gap between this misunderstanding, where they think you don't like them and you think they don't like you, because none of it is true. And one of these people could wind up being one of your best friends in like a year from now, and you will laugh about how you just would like be standing there waiting for the bus and not speaking. Like you will totally laugh about it. So all of this will get better in time. I promise you. Who wants to read the letter from Connor? Nikki.
Connor. So I kind of came out to my friends a few days ago, and they don't treat me any different, but my parents won't accept me, and I know it. They're very religious. I want to love who I want to love, but they think bi people are sinning. It's not a choice. Some people are just born with it. How can I come out to them without getting them angry?
So one of the things I want to say before I throw it to the panel is like, I have noticed in doing this app for the past 4 or 5 years is that it feels to me like in almost every part of the country, at least, maybe even a lot of the world, that kids your age do not care who's gay and who isn't, whether they're from religious families or not. It's like this next generation coming up is going to be the generation that just says, we don't care, be whatever you are. But they still sometimes come from households where they still care a lot. And it also feels like if the kid is gay, that he feels like he's lying to his family by not coming out, when actually it's not a lie. It's your personal truth. You just haven't shared it yet. And so if you can wait until you're grown up and sleeping in another room that night, in under another roof, with a car that drives away from wherever your parents live, then I would say just keep it to yourself, because all of your friends, if they think you might be gay, will just be like, oh yeah, like you said, you came out to your friends. Nikki, your thoughts?
Very similar to the question we had last week about the what was it? The girl was an atheist and her family's very religious.
Right.
Kind of like just insert atheist for bisexual, right? I mean,
right. It is similar. It's like my parents aren't going to, or I might lose the love of my parents if they know the truth of who I am.
Right.
Whereas it's your parents don't get to decide who you are.
Right.
It's not up to them. You get to decide who you are. Whose hand was up? Nina.
I hope that someday there will be a thing where you don't really even have to come out, because I feel like it should not be a thing.
Yeah, it should just
I feel
be
like it should just be, okay, I'm dating a boy or a girl, or I don't know what gender you are.
Whatever.
But, I mean, if you think they're going to get angry, I almost feel like people that look at it that way don't deserve to know.
I agree. That's really well said. They don't deserve to know, even though 14 years old, even though they are your parents and you do want their unconditional love. I feel like the thing that changes people the most in this world is having a gay or bi child or LGBT child. Those people are the ones marching the longest and strongest in gay pride parades once it's their kid. And they never thought they would have, but they spent this lifetime like really learning and growing a lot, and having a gay child really helps, especially with religious families, because I honestly think that when people turn to the Bible and they say, well, it says this or whatever, in 50 years from now, they will ignore those paragraphs in the Bible or those statements in the Bible as much as people are ignoring the ones that say you should stone people that plant the wrong crops. Like
wait, do people not do that anymore?
Yeah, I sent you a memo last week.
Oh shit!
I wasn't here.
Yeah, the memo came out, Sam.
I have
You
AT&T.
need to
I
get-
have like the worst service.
Get alerts on your iPhone.
Oy
I
vey.
have an Android.
Ah,
If you
well,
can
that's
get
what
an
happened.
iPhone, that would be great.
Well, but it's really the Old Testament, and it's just a couple of places that say, "Do not lay with a man," or
There's only one
There's
place
also-
that
Alright.
says that.
and don't you see that?
Old
Don't you agree that like in 50 years that will be just as ignored?
It's
as
the
some
same
of the
way
other-
that like when
oh,
people.
You can still be a Christian and be gay because we'll decide. Well, that doesn't apply
Because
anymore.
it's the same thing. Like in the Bible, it used to say you can only wear like kosher clothing, meaning it's all made of the same thing. But like, I bet there's preachers wearing like mixed like cotton and polyester clothes all the time.
their robes are like polyester.
Just
Like,
the
dude.
word poly attached to it means it's mixed, right?
Oh.
Many, many, many esters. Nico.
Oi.
Someone who's actually knows what's going on in the church. The church is evolving in such a way where it's trying to survive rather than.
Yeah, the Pope tweets.
Actually, yeah, the Pope
Yeah,
tweets. Like
true.
that's big stuff. Like
He
you
is
had to come
badass.
for miles to do that, and then you can just hear him say "Arby's sucked," LOL, on his tweets. It's crazy. No, but still,
No.
it would shut down Arby's. But the Catholic faith usually doesn't allow women priests. But they're starting to consider that over at the Vatican because a lot of people don't want to become priests. So they're like, oh, let's take as many qualifying applicants as we can.
Yeah, for people that don't want to get married, women are way up there. They're like, yes, that's this way I can be a priest and not have to have a
I
husband.
mean, I'm never getting married. God
Yeah.
dang.
yeah,
That thing's
because-
ridiculous in this country.
Wow, I didn't even know. I do know that this is like a great pope, and he's really a forward-thinking pope. But I didn't know he was considering women priests. That would be fantastic. Montana,
We got women rabbis.
we do.
Well, he's
Oh, yeah.
he's also like in support of gay marriage, and he's like,
Yes.
yeah. Well, he's not just like okay with it. He's like good for you and stuff. But how do you become a priest? Is there like a college, like priesty
Yeah,
college?
you go to seminary.
What?
Seminary school. Yeah.
There aren't any like famous seminary schools. There's not like a Harvard of seminary schools.
They usually don't do
there
it for the
probably
fame.
is, but you don't know about it.
Well, no, there's a lot of famous priests or saints or whatever.
Emails from like Christian colleges like all the time.
Cal Lutheran.
So if you went, so Nico,
Oh, I do
what would be if you wanted to become a priest? What would be the path that your next path after high school?
Okay, so you would want to go to some kind of church, tell them, and then they give you the proper steps to like going to a seminary, like getting all your rights, and then taking a year of like doing the stuff to make sure this is what you really want.
Mhm.
Or you could take the easy way, go online and get a degree that says you're legally a priest. Like I could marry people. Like I'm actually a priest. I could marry people.
What's that called? It's called.
It's a bunch of
That's a
different things
minister.
online.
It's, yeah.
Oh well,
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
legally marry people still.
Yeah.
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 There's seminary schools. There's rabbinical schools.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of other stuff.
Which is different from the online
Never get
thing where you
married.
can marry
Yeah.
people.
It's really
Yeah.
Do you
Stupid
get your
city.
undergraduate degree? Do you get your do you like study religion and get your undergraduate degree?
You can in
And
Christian
then
colleges.
Is like being a priest. Like, oh, Ricky, do you know about this? Come talk about being a
It's-
priest, Rick.
It's almost as good of a degree as a women's studies degree.
And we all know anything that.
Read a book.
You get your BA degree or your
Right.
BS degree,
Right.
and you can go to a school like Catholic University in DC or theological seminaries. I mean, it's kind of a grown-up thing to do.
So is it?
It's not the online stuff. That's kind of hokey, but I'm glad you're.
So is it
I'm
a
afraid
post?
of this, Mike.
Is it a post grad thing?
I'm sorry.
Being a priest?
No, undergrad. You get your BA or
Oh.
your BS, and then you go for your masters.
Oh, it's a
and you
master's
become a
degree.
person with robes, and you're allowed to talk to
Right.
people. They're very. You have to. It's not like a kilt.
All right, so that's good. So how about becoming a minister? Pretty much the same thing, but you
You like pay
become
20
a
bucks
minister.
online.
Well,
Yeah.
Yes.
Unless you do
Yeah.
the online thing, in which case it's like
I don't think
$5.
online is a real thing. Like I think that's just so you can marry someone this weekend, but you're not really a minister.
I can get people married legally.
Yeah, yeah,
It's pretty
yeah.
great.
Stay away from me.
Do you have to be 18 to do it?
You gotta be 18 to do all this stuff.
Oh, you have to study theology. All right, so if you're interested, I think you should Google it if you're interested in becoming a priest. And then once you become a priest, you're on your way to becoming the next pope. So good for you.
Yeah, hook me up if
Be
you're
a
gonna
good
priest.
pope.
Hook me
I-
up for the afterlife.
I think it's funny that this is like the complete opposite side of where we started with this question.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hi Connor. Yeah, let's get back to that.
So what we're getting at with Connor is that it's your friends. I think in today's culture, your friends will be a lot more understanding, and they're not going to run and tell your parents. Like I used to worry that if kids came out to their friends first, that it would be dangerous and that it would get back to their parents and in ways that would be not as good as if the kid told his parents himself. But I've met so many kids that are completely understanding and knowing that they're going to school with other kids who are gay or are bi or are trans or what have you, and that kids are just like, okay, that's cool, and they're not going to run and tell your parents. I think it's up to you to come out to your parents, but it feels now like we live in a time where coming out to your friends is pretty safe in most countries. Would you guys tend to agree with that?
Not
Uh,
always, but like in more of the like major cities, and depending on where you fit into like
Outside the Bible Belt.
Would it still
Middle
be a problem?
America.
It would still be a problem in the Bible Belt, do you feel?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What-
Well, it depends. Like, it really depends, like, where you fit into, like, social stuff. Like, if you're, like, in a really religious community who, like, a lot of the people are, like, anti-gay and stuff, because that's still definitely a thing. Like, we live in LA, so we're not, like, we're really privileged to not.
where we are.
We live in not. No, nowhere you need to know about. But, we're really privileged to not have, or as we are, not to encounter a lot of that hatred. But there are still places in LA where it's not safe to do it. Places all throughout Middle
There's always
America.
going to be places.
Yeah,
So I guess gauge your neighborhood, gauge your town,
Mhm.
gauge your city.
and if you don't feel like it's safe to come out to your parents, you don't owe them anything, like Nina said. And also, it's not like you're lying to your parents. It's just, this is just a part of you, that it's your sexuality, that it's your own. It's not for your parents to interfere with.
But it seems like they want to tell their parents because they're just saying
wants-
they don't want them to get angry. But
Yeah, but they're going to have their own reaction no matter what. But know that your parents' reaction isn't a reflection of you.
yeah.
Whatever they feel, that they control their own feelings, even if they don't feel like they are. If they feel like it's reactionary to you, it's never that. It's part of how they feel, and it's their responsibility to
now the
deal with
question is specifically saying, how can I come out to them without getting them angry? You can't predict the consequence.
No, you can't.
Go ahead, Rick.
It's the same as the masturbation question. The parent. No, it's true. The father is not ready to talk to his son about masturbation. He's laughing. He's laughing at his son. He's not taking seriously about masturbation. You have to be able to recognize that your parents are from a different generation, and they have different biases. So it's not just the community of California, let's say, or Wisconsin, where I'm almost from, but it relates to, can the parents cope with the question, whether it be about sex or whether it be about or coming out. You have to be able to do it at an opportune time.
And your parents just may not be as mature as you are about this subject, as much as that seems counterintuitive. It's just that you've grown up online where you're more aware of and introduced to all kinds of different people and ways of being and thinking, and your parents are more set in their ways as, oh, this is right and this is wrong. And like the world is not that clean and tidy. It's there's all kinds of different people that are awesome, and it isn't right or wrong. Sexuality isn't right or wrong. It just is.
It's a spectrum.
Aaron, yes.
So, like, it feels to me that if you're asking, how can I do this in a way that they won't get angry, you feel their reaction would be to get angry if you just told them.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know, like, it's kind of messed up, but, like, not telling them, to me, sounds like a form of self-defense almost, right? Because, like, you are in a helpless position, in a sense, against your parents. They kind of are pulling all the strings here, and they say what's right, what's not right in their household, which is not really, it doesn't have any bearing on what's outside their household. But you need to live in that world, right? So if you don't tell them, that is you protecting yourself in a worst-case scenario, right? Like, does that sound fair to
Yeah.
say? Which
Sure.
is awful, but I think that needs to be considered as you're thinking about telling them, right? Is not telling them self-defense.
Right. If you think they may be angry,
Right.
then maybe not telling them is your best choice right now. Sam.
Right, but if you still want to tell them, don't say it. Don't like yell at them like, "Well, I'm gay," like as a comeback or whatever. Like have a sit down conversation and just hope that they accept you, because you never know. Parents can surprise you. Honestly.
They can, but just by reading this letter and knowing what I know about very religious households, I would say if you feel like their reaction will be to get angry, then you may want to wait. Nico.
Now, I can understand like where they're coming from, not exactly from the gay perspective, but from the perspective of wanting to tell the parents something that you're not entirely comfortable with.
Mm-hmm.
And from that, I know I wanted the people who I know have my back, trust, and love me my entire life to know, trust, and love me on this subject.
Mm-hmm.
But if I didn't trust them, I would find other people who could know, love, and trust me. I don't know if there's that many people in your life that can, but I'm sure you know someone.
I think so, and I think he's already come out to his friends,
And that went well.
and that went well. Aaron.
Right. Like, in other words, you do need support totally, but you need to pick your support wisely at this point and keep that support close to your chest, right? Like, if it's just your friends, I mean, I wish there was more than just your friends, but at least you've got your friends. Stick to them, cling to them. They will be your rock through this until you grow up and find that the world is hopefully much more accepting of you than your parents are. So,
And then your parents will follow, because when you tell them, it will be when you have another home to go to, where if it doesn't go well, you can leave and they can think about it and it can sink in, and then the next conversation may go better than the first one. So that's what we advise. Thank you for being with us. We love you. We are Our Place Out Loud, and we will see you next week. Goodbye, everybody.
Rockin'. Bye.
I've been out there wandering, I've been in here wondering, hoping, reaching, or wishing I could find my way. Then I found our place, where we can dream and share it. Our place, you'll find a friend to care it. I may look a little hazy and I may feel a little crazy. I'm sifting through confusion and I'm searching for solutions, and I know I'm answer bound, 'cause I found our place, where we can dream and share it. Our place, you'll find a friend to care it. Hear you, heal you, steer you back to kindness. Your soul may be in tatters, you'll learn what really matters. Our place, where we can dream and share it. Our place, you'll find a friend to care it. Hear you, heal you, steer you back to kindness. Your soul may be in tatters, you'll learn what really matters. Our place, where we can dream and share it. Our place, you'll find a friend to care it. Our place, where we can dream and share it. Our place, you'll find a friend to care it. Hear you, heal you, steer you back to kindness. Your soul may be in tatters, you'll learn what really matters. Our place.